Hi, in today's video I'm going to show you how to make one of the cooling louvers that go on the back of these Heathkit stereo cabinets. So here's what the finished louver looks like, and if you stay tuned, I'll show you how I made it. So I started off by making a wood template that fits the opening at the rear of the cabinet, and I'm going to use that to form the metal. I used about 1/8 of an inch gap all the way around this so I could bend and form the metal to fit that shape. So here's the material that I used. I picked this up at Home Depot, and now I've got the wood template laid out on the sheet metal, and I've marked the outside edges with masking tape, left about 1/2 an inch of excess material that we're going to use to fold up and make the edges. So here I am cutting the material out, and you don't need to see all that. I kind of sped that up a little bit so we could get. So once again, I've got the material sandwiched in between a couple of pieces of wood, and got it spaced equal distance all the way around, and those are going to make the flaps on it, of course. And here you can see, in order to start that, you're going to need to make a clip on either end so that you can bend that without bending the edges and make a fold-up pattern on each of the corners. So I'm gently starting the thing by hand and then coming back, hammering it down slightly to keep a nice, clean, sharp edge along each of the sides. So we've got the unit flipped over now and starting to gently bend the material on the other side of it here, and worked it by hand a little bit, as you can see, and then came back with the hammer to just gently increase that bend and sharpen it up, so when it was finished it gave you a nice clean edge. So you can see I'm just continuing to work that a little bit on each. So we're going to finish up here by bending up each of the sides. The process is pretty much the same. You're going to have to trim a little bit out so that you can make that bend into each of the corners. And here I just noticed that there was a slight movement of the material, so I needed to make sure it was equidistant on either side. So I unclamped and reclamped that so I had the right amount of overhang on each side, and then clipped and bent those up. So here you can see again, clipping off the edges, bending that up, getting the little pieces off of the corners, bending that up, and then just giving it a final tap with a hammer to make a nice sharp edge of it. So this time the material worked out pretty well. And here we are taking it out of the clamps, and you can see that it's a nice finished product, and we'll move on to and getting that installed in the cabinet. So now we're going to install it, and I've got the cabinet positioned upside down. The louvers are flush to the top, and then we've got sufficient area there to be able to get these nails in there. And I used 3 across the bottom and then a couple on each of the sides to secure it in place. And I'll flip this thing over here and you'll get a chance to see what the final install looks like. It came out really nice. I'm really happy with it. And here is the finished product back in the cabinet with the unit installed. So I just wanted to share one other thing here about what not to do. And in this case, I did find some material that is identical to the original Heathkit louvers. But unfortunately, when it bent, it cracked and broke, and I could not use it. So I went to the material that you see in the video. So hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.